Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm Tully, and today I'm not in my house. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the recent slip-up in videos again. The reason for that is twofold. First of all, for one, in the previous weekend I was consistently out of the house thanks to the band. I made a lot of money on past weekend and beginning of the week, but alas, I was not in the house. I couldn't actually do anything. Secondly, many of you do not know, I have just recently returned to college just this week for my second year of psychology, which means that because I have not sorted out my bus, my metro, my subway, and my train ticket passes, I need to rely on my parents to go to and from the college at least for this week. Next week I'll have everything done. Schedule will be completely regular because, again, I can just pull that off. So basically, I've been getting to my house at 7 p.m.-ish. Today I'm going to arrive at like 9:30 or something. So it's been increasingly difficult for me to actually have a proper schedule precisely because of that. So I'm sorry for that, and I will try to... Apparently there's an exclusive for 14 minutes. I'll try to just make everything possible. There's an exclusive for 50... Oh, right. LA-174. Are you kidding me? They have a jet fighter and it's exclusive. Not gonna bother. Now, I'm going to pull off something different. I'm going to pull off a realistic battle with the worst jet plane in the game. And as far as I'm aware of, one of the worst planes in the game, the Meteor F Mark III. Now, the Meteor F Mark III is the first jet fighter that, well, not technically first, started out a Vampire, but traditionally is the first jet fighter that, players in Britain will have to contend with. And here's the deal. I find it to be incredibly shit. People think the P-80 is shit. I think the Meteor F3 is shit. And here's why. The C-Meteor is good. The Meteor, the first Meteor... This is no sound. What the hell? Pardon me, but this is really, really improvised. I'm currently looking out at a street... It's raining torrentially, and you're probably going to hear a lot of trucks on the back. Oh, there you go. We have sound. Because here's the deal, right? And my internet connection sucks, so I might have some latency issues. So here's the deal. The Meteor F Mark III was the first jet fighter that the Allies possessed, and actually saw battle. I believe this Meteor was used to intercept V1 and V2, not V2, but V1 rockets. But here's the deal. It is a very early war jet, therefore it is piss poor. Its flight model is ridiculously bad. It can barely outturn any kind of prop planes. In fact, the Bearcat, the F-8F, can easily, and I mean easily, outturn the Meteor, and outgun as well. And the fact is, you have one Tier 1 modification upgrade that is, and I shit you not, worth 40,000 research points. So you're probably going to be going... Oh, it's F-80 Shooting Star, sorry about that. So you're probably going to be going well over 20 matches before you unlock your very first frickin' modification. And that damages your performance because until then, because you can't unlock new ammunition. Oh no, because ammunition is a Tier 2 upgrade. Which means that until you get to Tier 2, until you farm a grand total of nearly 60,000 experience, you're going to be stuck with practice shells for 20mm cannons. And this is just when I realized the one Japanese plane that can go up against me is the fucking Shuzui, which is their very own rocket plane. This is not good. Thankfully, they can't actually break. Oh, this is the wonderful part about the Meteor. It really is. It's like, it's shit at everything except turning at really low speeds. So if you deploy the air brake and you do this, they can't really do anything because they just can't brake fast enough. Or they can just hit you once and you die. Like here, see? Because you can't actually fight them. See, here's the deal with a Meteor. You can't actually fight anything with it because it's terrible, as you saw. Again, shall we? I've actually had my... this is the quickest match I've ever had because, again, if you go and ask anyone in the game, anyone will tell you the Meteor F Mark III is shit. There's no sugarcoating it, it's just really, really bad. Again, shall we? Even in arcade, you might have noticed that I have the Meteor Mark III and the Spitfire 22 in my lineup. That's because I haven't been doing realistic. I've been doing arcade a lot because I wanted to grind for my Tier 1 modification. And the ridiculous part is, even in arcade, the Spitfire still outperforms the Meteor. Well, how do you say about that? It's a shit plane. It's a really bad plane. It doesn't have any proper... Compared to everything it's going up against, it's really bad. The F-80 is consistently said by people to be one of the worst jet planes in the game. It is also a very early very early jet, and even the F-80 can consistently outperform the Meteor. That's how bad the Meteor F-3 is. And what pisses me off, really, is that this is quite unquestioning... Wow, that's a lot of rain outside, holy crap. This is quite unquestioningly Gaijin's way of saying, hey, you want a good plane? You either farm literally weeks for it, or you can buy it using real money. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, take this into consideration. Your Tier 1 modification, your only Tier 1 modification, which is like fuselage repair, I think, costs 40,000 research points. Each of your Tier 4 modifications cost 22,000 each. And they are comparable, if not better, than the fuselage repair each. So yeah, either this was a massive oversight on Gaijin's part, which is incredibly bad, or this wasn't an oversight and it was intentional, which is even worse. So either way, Gaijin is not coming out of this with clean fucking hands. And the best part, and the worst part about it actually, is that the freaking... For some reason, I'm getting really bad connection every... Oh no, that's a Sea Meteor. Because I thought that those guys that spawn like 5 minutes before me... See, that's the other meteor. What's the other meteor? Oh no, wait. What's the other meteor? Where's Magix? Wow. For some reason, that meteor managed to take off so far behind me. So much before me. But here's the deal. The ones right in front, like 10 kilometers away, those are Sea Meteor. That's the Sea Meteor F Mark III. I'm using the Meteor F Mark III. That's the Sea Meteor F Mark III. The Sea Meteor F Mark III is, oh my fucking god, so much better. You have no idea. The Sea Meteor outperforms the Meteor F Mark III in every way that an upgraded plane should. It's faster, I believe it turns better. The armament's the same, but whatever. It has better turn rate, it has better speed, it has better everything. I don't know if it suffers from the same modification plague that this does, but at least it's a better plane by default. The Meteor F Mark III is an incredibly bad plane by default, and that's why I hate it. People have been telling me, and people have been saying, oh, it's actually pretty bad, but as long as when you get a couple of upgrades, it sort of starts becoming sort of good. And I'm like, it shouldn't. A plane should not be infuriatingly bad to use in a game like this until you get upgrades, because that's when I say you're trying to rip me off by forcing me either to grind or to buy things. It's not exactly a paywall, but it might as well be. Because you're going to get the Meteor, and you're going to be thinking, I went through all that bullshit, went through all the Spitfires, just to get this, and you all hate this goddamn plane. I can tell you right now, you all hate this plane. I've actually delivered a report. Not a report, I dropped like a note on the forums. Or I was going to, until I noticed that, holy shit, there's like dozens of notes on the forums about the way the Meteor performs. No one likes this plane. Apparently, it's historical. And if you think about it, if you think about it, considering I believe this plane only actually fought against the V1 rocket, and it wasn't allowed on actual operations because they thought it was too secret to be shown, so it didn't actually fight other planes. So it wasn't designed to fight other planes. It was a prototype fucking jet, and you're basically flying what amounts to a cruise missile interceptor, and it frickin' shows because it's goddamn bad. It's bad. That's what I say. It's just bad. It really is. Its one good thing is that if you manage to drop to below 400 kilometers per hour, you drop your flaps and or your air brakes, and you can effectively outturn any other jet fighter in the game. Which isn't really that much of a relief. Oh, okay. Don't know what happened there. Which isn't much of a relief when, consider this, by the time you actually get to the fight, as you've seen here, by the time you get to the fight is pretty much half over. And you're either going to be trying to find or fight strays, or you're going to be getting zerged by their entire team. As you can see, this thing does not like to turn that well when it's going at high speeds. And the Big 9 is going to effectively outrun me, isn't he? Yep, yes he is! And I can't actually do anything to stop him, because he's just faster. Those are AI planes, right? Okay, those are good. I also noticed that it has a really weird overheating problem. It gets to 91 degrees oil, which is considered the beginning stages of overheating, but then for some reason, even if you just keep going normally, it just goes back to normal. It's really weird. Also, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's an actual design of the plane. If you click I and you turn off the engines, you can't turn them back on. So sometimes you get the weird bug where you're trying to type and you click enter, but for some reason the chat box just disappears for a second and you don't actually type anything. If you were typing an I, say goodbye to your game, because you will not be able to turn your engines back on, ever. If you turn your engines off, for whatever reason, you are screwed to high heaven because they will not be able to get up again. I think it's the way the engine is designed. Like it was supposed to be like something like a black... Wow! And I'm fighting a premium plane already. Wonderful. Well, not premium, but you know, the exclusive. Apparently the way the engines work was like it had like a blast or something that jump-started the engine. What that did was basically if the engine was stopped in mid-flight, that might be preventing it from actually starting. You see, I can't actually go anywhere because every single plane in the game is faster than me, including some prop planes. I was once outrun by a Bearcat in a dive. I am not kidding. A Bearcat is a prop plane, the F-8F. It is a good plane, but a prop plane nonetheless. And I managed to get outrun by a Bearcat in a meteor, in a jet. That's how bad it is. And see, they can just run away, and I can't do anything, and the sea meteors are attacking. Like, I can just stay here and wait. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's another LA-174. Wonderful. You see, I can join the fight after it's over. Like, they'll be fighting. They'll be fighting the enemy, and I'll be going in, going, "Hey there, guys! I'm here! I can finally help!" And then the fight was going to be over. Is that guy going to jump me? That's an AI plane behind him. He's either going to jump me, or he's trying to go for... I'm guessing he's trying to go for the MiG-9 to help him. Maybe? I don't see him. He's not attacking me, is he? No, he's not. He's not actually going for me. It's weird. And my oil's overheated. I haven't even used afterburners. No. Screw you and your cannons. Okay. And now to let the oil deheat. That's not even a word. What the fuck am I saying? Like, I want to get a kill. I really do, but one, I can't get near him. Two, when I do, my ammunition is really bad. Because these are practice shells. So even if they do hit, little to no damage. and then this happens. Like, he just goes in a straight line, and I am literally incapable of fighting him. Because I can't get anywhere near him. And why is my oil overheating this much? How much sense does that make? Seriously, who designed this? And I can't actually fight anymore because my wing was slightly damaged. My tail. See, this is how bad the game is. If you're British, you're actually better off... I'm not even going to fight because this is fucking retarded. If you're British, you're better off just skipping the Meteor F entirely. Just buy the Meteor F, skip it, go back to the Spitfire 22, and use the Spitfire 22. Because the Meteor F is a piece of shit. Every single other jet that you will go up against is going to consistently outperform you, and you can do nothing to stop it. Choose a crew. That one was there. Okay. The Spitfire 22 was choose a crew. There. Okay. I said choose a crew. There. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, there was a jump cut here because for some reason, and this is, I am so sorry, force of habit, I finished the game and I alt-tabbed, which broke the recording for the last 5 seconds, so let's just ignore that, shall we? But that was what I was saying. The repair value is ridiculous. It's practically as much as the Spitfire Mark 9, which is overpriced in itself. It's a shit plane, and before you have the chance to test it as not a shit plane, you need to use it for dozens of matches, because you will be getting really, really bad matches. Unless the enemy is an idiot, either you're not going to get any kills, or the... God damn it, the phone's ringing. Either you're not going to get any kills, or your team is going to get all the kills, and you're going to be left with, like, remedial experience. Which basically means you're going to have to grind for dozens of matches with a subpar jet fighter for no reason other than the fact that Gaijin decided to include this piece of crap in the lineup. And this is the problem I have with the Spitfire line. It has so much bullshit. And of course it's Hokkaido. Why wouldn't it be Hokkaido? Really? Every time I queue up with the Spit... This isn't even hyperbole. I'm not even kidding. Every single time for the last 30 or so matches that I've queued up with the Spitfire 22, it has been preparation for the landing in Hokkaido. Nothing else. Because the way that they change the battle scores of different planes means that I'm stuck fighting Americans now. It's like, oh, will we put the British fighting against the Germans? You know, the guys they designed the plane to fight against? No, let's have them attack the Americans and be consistently and utterly curb stomped by the Bearcats because they're just better. I hate this game. It's not so much a matter of what you call it, flight models. Although, of course, I do have to say that in many cases it is in fact a case of flight models. But overall, it's more of a case of really bad matchmaking, really bad battle rating system, and the fact that they just have no idea how to properly balance the game in terms of actual matches. So most of the time, you're going to be fighting planes that your plane is in no way designed to fight against, ever, and you will be curb stomped. Purely because your plane does not have the capability to fight against the other plane. Like this, the Bearcat is a better plane than the Spitfire. This is actual fact. If you looked at the actual in-game mechanics and the way planes work in the game, the Bearcat is better. The only thing the Spitfire has more than the Bearcat is the fact that the Spitfire has 20mm cannons. Actually, no, the Bearcat has 20mm cannons, so it doesn't even have that. That's the point. And because of the way the game works, where rather than having anything realistic in realistic battles, whereby you would actually start in a very high altitude and protect your bombers, you have to take off from the goddamn runway. This means that you're also going to be out-climbed by the Bearcat. And the problem is, when you get to really high level on Spitfire like this, like the Spitfire Griffin or the Spitfire LF Mark IX, this is all you're going to be playing. It's going to be entirely Hokkaido. That's it. You will be seeing nothing else. I queued up with a Meteor, and honestly I was expecting Hokkaido because every time I queued up with a Meteor, it was also Hokkaido. For some reason I got New Guinea, and of course because the Japanese get the Ki 200 Tsushui, or whatever the hell you pronounce it, it's a rocket plane, you also can't fight, because the rocket plane is better than yours. It's the same problem I have with a Comet. It's the kind of battle where the only way you can win is run, wait until they run out of goddamn fuel, and land, and then kill them when they're landed. See, when the entire game is based on the fact that you have to wait until the enemy lands before you can do anything, you know it's badly balanced. Yes, that's what happened in real life. But unless you're specifically going for a simulator, which considering this game has an arcade mode, don't bullshit me. This game is an arcade mode. They can't really pull the simulator card. Unless you're going specifically for a full-blown simulator, some balance is required. And there is I remember when the Comet was matched up against the Meteor F3, which again, and even in terms of balance is retarded, and in terms of historical veracity also is, because the Meteor never fought the Comet ever. And that would mean that an entire team of Meteors would either be completely and utterly curb stomped by the Comet, or in that rare 1 out of 10 times, 1 out of like 100 times, the Comets would not kill you, and you'd manage to stave them off enough that you can actually go ahead and kill them when they're landed. But that was the only way you could win. And of course, it's the fucking Flying Fortress again. I hate this plane. There we go. See, I've taken to every time I'm seeing a Flying Fortress, I'm just ignoring everything but the wings. Just find a wing, stick to the wing. I also love it when their entire team is comprised of bombers. It makes our job that much easier. It's like instead of having a Bearcat, all they have is bombers. It's incredibly freaking hilarious. Because if you can just stop them in the initial charge and you don't let them actually destroy anything, their entire team is pretty much completely screwed. So they either run for the entirety of the match, or they just die. Usually I used to take rockets. I used to actually take rockets a lot in Spitfire 22 because rockets, again, are just a guaranteed insta-kill. However, they're incredibly fiddly to aim. And I'm being outrun by a B-17 because fuck logic, right? It's a B-17, I'm flying a Spitfire in a straight line, and the B-17 is outrunning me because that makes sense, doesn't it? God, I'm going faster than it now. But this is also one of the problems you get with full bomber teams. If you don't stop them immediately, oh god, they can just destroy everything. They just suddenly break. One of the things you can do against the B-17 is attack from below. Because I don't think they have any good gunners below, so you can just get beneath them, go straight up, and start shooting the underbelly, and possibly kill the pilot. Oh, there's the goddamn Bearcat. There's always at least one Bearcat. It wouldn't be a Kaido with a Spitfire Griffin if you didn't have a Bearcat killing you. Goddamn. Holy shit, they're destroying everything. I also find it funny that I have the single kill in our team. We have a team comprised pretty much entirely of fighters. I have the one kill. This is also one of the issues you'll be seeing flying as British. Apparently your teammates are always dumb. Useless. Until you get that one team that's comprised entirely of professionals that just completely and utterly shuts down the enemy. Great, now he's in the clouds. I have to use the mini-map. Okay, 3, 2, 1, this should be enough. Oh, there it is. What's he... Is he turning? Oh, there he is. Aim for the wing. I have run out of cannon ammunition. That is wonderful. That is not going to work. Great. And now I'm on fire. And now my wing is gone. And see, this is another problem I have with the Spitfire. It's the simple fact that your goddamn flight model is bad. I refuse to believe this is how the Spitfire acted. Because if it was, how the hell did the battle for Britain go like the way it did? The Spitfire takes the slightest amount of damage and it goes down. Well, this is an interesting matchup, wasn't it? Find a bomber, kill the bomber. Find the other bomber. Bomber shoots me once. I get set on fire. Because logic. And then get shut down. My team is probably all... And again, my team is just getting completely and utterly shut down, as you can see here. I still only have a single kill. And if I would... See, this is the problem, right? People ignore bombers, which is perfectly fine if you have one bomber in the enemy team. But if the enemy team is comprised half of bombers, if you don't shoot them down immediately, what's going to happen is you're going to lose the match instantly. I remember matches in Berlin that literally ended in 3 minutes. Because 3 B-17s effectively destroyed the entirety of the enemy pillboxes. And here, all you need to do is destroy 3 bases and destroy the goddamn airfield. And that's it. And the Lancaster goes down. Still no kills from my team. I'm still the 1 kill. I have the 1 kill. This is fucking retarded. And this is pretty much what a Kaido... This is pretty much what a Kaido is for British every single time. You queue up, you wait a couple of seconds, you get in the game, you get hit once, your plane becomes uncontrollable, you die, your whole team follows suit. Rinse and repeat while paying overpriced repair fees meant to institute a paywall to get you to fork over real money for Lions. Because you had the indecency of picking the British. This is War Thunder. See you next time.